The All-Star break has arrived, and here in a city accustomed to fame, even these guys stand out. That will happen when you are 6'8" or so, but among the stars themselves, some have stood out a lot more than others, especially lately. For some, in fact, the last couple of weeks have been a near disaster. With that in mind, we set out to look at all 24 players who will be suiting up for the game on Sunday, with apologies to the injured players who won't participate, and rank them according to how this season has been going and how things are shaping up from here. 1. James Harden, Rockets. Harden heads into the break as the clear favorite for the MVP award after finishing as the runner-up in the last 2 seasons. He leads the league in scoring at 31.3 points per game and is third with 9.0 assists, making him by far the most important player on a team that has vaulted ahead of Golden State for the top seed in the West. Harden missed 7 games in early January with a hamstring injury, but since he has come back, the Rockets have won 14 of 15, including a 60-point barrage from Harden in a win over the Magic. 2. LeBron James, Cavs. It's a small sample size, but James looks like a rejuvenated player even before the break gets underway. The Cavs are on a 4-game winning streak going back to James' game-winning performance against the Timberwolves last Wednesday, and during the streak, James has averaged 30.0 points, 13.0 assists and 9.5 rebounds while shooting 55.3% from the field and 45.5% from the three-point line. Of course, in that span, he has played with his pre-deadline teammates, the skeleton crew that was left on the day after the deadline, and 2 games with the new Cavs. If he continues to play at that level, Cleveland has a chance to move past Boston and/or Toronto in the standings. 3. Kevin Durant, Warriors. Durant has been scoring with his typical efficiency, 26.0 points per game, making 52.3% of his shots and 42.1% of his three-pointers. The team has been in a rut, by their standards, going back to a 30-point loss to Utah on January 30th, but you can't blame Durant for that. He is shooting 61.9% from the field in that span, and he had 50 points against Portland on Wednesday in a Golden State loss. 4. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bucks. He is still a 3-point stroke away from being a legitimate MVP candidate, but Antetokounmpo's rise to NBA elite has continued, though he is just 23 years old. He is up to 27.6 points on 53.7% shooting, with 10.4 rebounds and 4.7 assists. He, like the rest of the Bucks, seems to be responding well to the firing of Jason Kidd. The team is 9-3 since the move, and Antetokounmpo has been leading the way. 5. Stephen Curry, Warriors. Curry has shot better than 41% from the three-point line in all 9 seasons he's been in the league, including this one. But as the Warriors have slipped to 4-4 in their last 8 games since Curry lit up the Celtics with 49 points, his shot has been off. He is scoring only 19.8 points per game in those 8 games and making 32.9% from the arc. If he does not turn it around, the unthinkable could happen. Curry could finish the season below 40% from the three-point line. 6. Russell Westbrook, Thunder. He has new star-level teammates, but Westbrook has been his same old self, 8th in the league in scoring, 25.4 per game, and 1st in assists, 10.4, while still near a triple-double average, 9.4 rebounds. Oklahoma City has been wildly inconsistent this season, but one thing that's clear, when Westbrook makes shots at even a decent rate, the Thunder are very good. OKC is 24-12 when Westbrook makes 40% of his shots or more, 8-13 when he does not. 7. Anthony Davis, Pelicans. In his 6th season, Davis has shown more polish on his game than ever before, averaging 27.4 points and 10.7 rebounds, but finally extending his game to the three-point line with some effectiveness. He is making 36.7% of his threes after making 29.0% in his first 5 seasons. He has had to pick up considerable slack following the injury to DeMarcus Cousins, and in the last 7 games, he has done that well, topping 40 points 3 times and averaging 33.4 points. The Pels are in a tough fight for a West playoff spot, and it will be up to Davis to carry them through. 8. DeMar DeRozan, Raptors. DeRozan had a hot start, and for a short time, it looked like he'd be an MVP candidate after turning himself into a quality three-point shooter. Alas, his numbers have dropped since then, but he is still averaging 23.7 points and a career-high 5.7 assists, a product of Toronto's revamped defensive approach. His three-point shooting, even at a mere 33.0%, is still the second-best mark of his career. The break is probably well-timed for him, as he has averaged just 15.8 points on 38.1% shooting in his last 6 games. 9. LaMarcus Aldridge, Spurs. After a rough summer in which rumors of a trade abounded, Aldridge has had a terrific season, averaging 22.4 points and 8.4 rebounds, leading a Spurs team that is 35-24 even without Kawhi Leonard. The Spurs are a young group trying to piece together a rotation around Aldridge, and he has been the glue holding it all together. The team has hit a rough patch just ahead of the break, though, losing 5 out of 6, 2 with Aldridge sitting out for a minor knee problem. 10. Kyrie Irving, Celtics. Irving wanted out of Cleveland last summer in order to get a team that was more his own, and there's no question the Celtics are Irving's team. But oddly, his numbers are just about the same as they were in Cleveland. His minutes and shots are down a bit, but his scoring is about the same, 24.7 points, and his usage rate has only gone up a tick, from 30.8 last year to 31.2 this year. He is out of LeBron James' shadow, but his production has been the same. 11. Paul George, Thunder. Despite playing with 2 high-volume scorers, Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, George has managed to keep up his numbers and be effective on the floor. He is averaging 22.5 points, and his three-point shooting has been excellent, at 43.2% this year. He has also been a force on the defensive end, leading the league in steals with 2.2 per game. He comes into the break on a hot streak, topping 25 points in 6 straight games, 29.8 points per game, and shooting 49.2% from the three-point line in that stretch. 12. Joel Embiid, Sixers. Embiid has missed 11 games, and the Sixers are 3-8 without him, which gives you an idea of his value to this young group. He's averaging 23.7 points, 11.1 rebounds and 3.1 assists, and he was the East's Player of the Month for January. Before playing just 23 minutes against the Knicks last week, he had recorded 8 straight double-doubles. 13. Karl-Anthony Towns, Timberwolves. Towns has had his offense scaled back a bit this year, dropping from 18.0 shots per game to 13.7, and seeing his scoring go from 25.1 points to 20.4. But he is shooting 55.0% from the floor, and his three-point shooting has spiked, making 42.5% on 3.6 attempts per game. There's still a sense that Towns has a lot more to give, on both ends of the floor, but no one can complain about a 7-foot-22-year-old who is averaging 20 and 12. 14. Jimmy Butler, Timberwolves. Butler has delivered what the Timberwolves needed, not only providing a veteran leader and defensive stalwart on the perimeter, but giving Minnesota an able scorer, 22.4 points per game, from all parts of the floor. Butler is a good mid-range shooter, but he has developed the consistency from the three-point line that was missing early in his career, shooting 37.2% from deep. Butler leads the league in minutes played, which is of some concern because he has battled a bad knee this year. Damian Lillard FTRO 10318.jpg 15. Damian Lillard, Trail Blazers. Lillard has had reason to gripe about not making the All-Star team in the last 2 years, but with the talent stocked West, it's never easy. But he has been relatively efficient this year, shooting a career-best 44.